Help, God. The bottom has fallen out of my life. Master, hear my cry for help. Listen hard. Open your ears. Listen to my cries for mercy. If you, God, kept records of wrongdoings, who would stand a chance? As it turns out, forgiveness is your habit, and that's why you're worshipped. I pray to God, my life a prayer, and wait for what he'll say and do. My life's on the line before God, my Lord, waiting and watching till the morning. Waiting and watching until the morning. Hi, I'm John, and I'm a worship leader at Carnkie Methodist Church, and it's my turn to share some thoughts with you as we spend this time of Wednesday worship together. Those opening words which I just read were in fact words from the Bible, from Psalm 130, reading from the Message version. The writer there must have been in a state of great need. Help, God. The bottom has fallen out of my life. Do you know, some time ago now, I found myself locked up in a prison cell. It was back in Wales. I was arrested at my desk at work, and I was handcuffed and led away to the prison escort van, which was waiting in the staff car park. I was put in a single cell in the van, and then after a journey of 20 miles or so from Swansea to Bridgend, to the prison, I arrived there, and I had to undergo the rigmarole of being checked and searched for any illegal substances or offensive weapons before I was put away in the cell with the door locked securely behind me. In fact, I've got my card here, my identity card, just as proof. There you can see my name, John Harris, and at the top, HM Prison Park, Bridgend. Now, thankfully, it wasn't too long before I was released again, because you see, this was in fact all part of a fundraising exercise for charity. And I'd been in fact nominated by my colleagues, none of whom wished to undergo this exercise. So I had to be the one who was put through it all to experience what it was like to be locked up in prison. Now, apart from being sent to my bedroom as a child when I'd been a naughty boy, I hadn't been a naughty boy when I was locked in the cell at prison, thankfully. But apart from that, my only other experience of lockdown was probably when I was sent to my bedroom as a child, if I'd been misbehaving. But of course, we've all been experiencing restrictions on our freedoms during the last couple of months. Restrictions on our mobility and getting out and about. So I've been very grateful that at least I've been able to get out into our lovely garden and get some fresh air out there whilst mowing the lawn in creative new ways. And I've also enjoyed going for walks around the countryside near my home. Now, whilst out and about, one of the things I enjoy doing is taking photographs. And recently I've been taking some pictures of gates. Now, you might find that a little strange subject matter. That's fine. My wife thinks I'm a little bit bonkers at times, so if you want to think that too, that's okay. But I'd like to share some of those images with you now. This is the first one I took. Yes, it's just a typical wooden gate leading to a field. But what struck me was what was beyond that gate. At least a couple of well-established young trees, which would certainly prevent you pushing that gate open and walking through. Here's another that clearly hasn't been opened for a while. And another. This gate is barring entry, keeping us safe. We are currently not allowed beyond the gate. Maybe that we have times in our lives when, like the psalmist, we feel that the bottom has fallen out of our lives. And sadly, because of the effects of COVID-19, there must be millions of people around the world who are feeling just like that today. Jesus talked about himself being a gate in John's Gospel in chapter 10. It was in fact our lectionary reading just a couple of weeks ago, you may recall. And Jesus says, "Anyone who goes through me will be cared for, will freely go in and out and find pasture." Again, that's from the Message version. That's a reassuring thought, isn't it? I was glad to get out of my prison cell in Bridgend, I can assure you. And I imagine that we'll all be glad to find our way forward out of lockdown in due course. For the time being, however, we must wait. But we can wait in the knowledge that Jesus, the gate, offers us life in all its fullness. What lies beyond the gate for you? Is it all a little unclear? Do you see obstacles that seem to make your path impossible to walk? We cannot know exactly what lies ahead of us each day. But if we choose to walk the path that Jesus opens for us, we can be assured that he walks with us every step of the way, that he cares for us, that he loves us, and that with him, in him, and through him, we can come and go freely, no matter what our circumstances. Thank you for listening today. We're going to end now, but I'd like us to spend a quiet time in prayer together, and I've got some more images for us to look at as we pray quietly amongst ourselves. There'll be some thoughts just to guide us in our prayers alongside each image. I hope you'll find them helpful. And my prayer is that Jesus will be the gate that gives us hope and security in the days ahead.